just understand the question, please let me know and I'll be happy to rephrase, okay?
I will.
You indicated that you've been qualified as an expert previously
Yes, I have.
in the state courts here in Georgia.
Yes, sir.
And you've been qualified in what field or in what particular category specifically?
Video analysis and video enhancements.
Now, you stated earlier, I want to ask you some questions about the protocol that you referenced. The state asked you whether or not there's a particular protocol that you follow in regards to video enhancement. Could you describe for us what that protocol actually is, please?
The protocol is to follow up the section in which I'm involved to enhance, meaning I have to divide the screen in 4 sections. That 1/4 of the sections, I follow up the same size, the images in which are being involved on the video analysis.
All right. So that's a description apparently of what you actually do in terms of video enhancement.
Yes, it is.
But in terms of the protocol, are those protocols recorded anywhere? They're written protocols that govern exactly how you.
Man, they about to.
The protocol.
They about to do damage control to Thug, man.
Okay.
Every detail is given to them in every folder. Tells you a description of what it was done to that particular image.
Okay. So would I be correct in that what you're saying is that when you forward what you consider to be the enhanced video to the prosecution, you have instructions or you're telling them exactly what you did to enhance that video? I
did not write anything to that matter. I just let them see for themselves for what I have done.
He can't even speak proper English, man.
Protocol. Are there any written protocol from any agencies, any organizations that talks about the best practices for video enhancement that you are aware of?
No.
There are none?
No, that I'm aware of.
Okay. Are you aware of whether there are any publications that make reference to the mechanism that you use, the protocol that you use, any publications that you would look to in regards to video enhancement? None?
None.
You referenced earlier in your testimony that the video enhancement is used by other agencies. Are you familiar with whatever protocols are used by those agencies in video enhancement?
They don't use any protocols for me to use now.
Okay. You responded to one of the prosecutor's questions earlier. He asked you whether or not you know if the standard of video enhancement or the practice of video enhancement that you utilize, whether or not it is, quote, generally accepted. And you said it is.
Yes, it is.
Do you know by what agencies or what entities that protocol is generally accepted by?
It has been accepted in the Cobb County, Fulton County, and Gwinnett County.
Okay. And when you're responding to it being accepted, are you talking about it has been used in those counties? Video enhancements have been used in those counties? Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Okay.
That's crazy, man. That nigga life is on the line with a nigga who can't even speak English, man.
Go ahead. Mr. Weinstein, you can go third. All right.
That's crazy, bro.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning, sir.
Now, what was your name again?
Walter Pineda.
Mr. Pineda, how are you?
Fine.
All right. So we spoke a little bit about the way that you develop your expertise, what you think to be your expertise. And you said you used to enhance tape back in the day, right?
Film.
And then film developed into VHS. Is that right? And then CDs. Is that right?
Correct.
And now they're hard drives.
Correct.
So now, is it fair to say that technology has changed drastically?
It has.
Have you received any training as it comes to the new technology that is used nowadays in the video recording?
I have not.
Okay.
But the last time.
There you go.
We already were using hard drives.
haven't been trained formally by any agency or any education from any school.
They
Listen
don't
to the
have anything
detail.
available for that.
All right. Now, when the state asked you, did you receive any further training? Your response was that you have gotten training as a bilingual interpreter and as a medical interpretation. Is that right?
Correct.
All right. And those things have absolutely nothing to do with video enhancement. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
You don't need to speak Spanish to be able to enhance a video.
Correct.
Now, you describe the way that you do it, but you have not told us if that is the way that everybody else does it. Is that right?
I don't know how everybody else does it, but the way I do it, that's the way I've been doing it for years.
Okay. And do you have a bachelor's degree?
No, sir, I don't.
Oh, he chewing his ass up. Look, he chewing him up.
With IT?
I don't have.
Okay. Do you have an associate's degree?
No, I don't.
You have a high school degree?
I have a high school. Yes, I have a high school degree and I have a diploma on professional photography and design.
All right. Where did you get your diploma on professional photography?
Southeastern Center for the Photographic Arts.
That's not a degree.
I got that in 1987.
1987. Has the technology that was used in 1987 changed drastically to the technology used, say, from 2010 to 2022?
I believe so.
Have you been trained in that new technology by any formal education agency?
No, I have not.
Boom.
Now, when
Chewing
you
his
say
ass up.
that you have been
Get his ass.
testified over 50 times, is that right?
More than 50 times, yes, sir.
And when was the last time that you testified?
I testified over probably about 6 months ago in DeKalb County.
DeKalb County, okay. Now, have you also said that you have testified for the defense sometimes, is that right?
Yes, I have.
How many times out of those 50 plus
I would
times?
say more than 10 times.
About 10 times, okay. Now, when you enhance these videos, you describe as you break it up into 4 sections, is that right?
No, I break it up into 4 sections and use only one section.
Okay, and when you break it up into that 4 sections and use that one section, what do you do with that one section?
That one section follow up on the images involved on that particular event. So I get all the images involved. Let's see if the person is going by. I capture every single event of the person going in front of the camera.
But other than freeze framing the video, what do you actually do? What is the process to, as you say, enhance these images?
All I do is get closer, and if the image is too noisy, you reduce the noise out.
He's not credible.
Something that
He's
I
not
couldn't
credible.
believe I had the right software to get it
He's
done.
chewing him up at this
You can do
point.
it if it's up to you, yes.
So any layperson that has the right software could just go ahead and do that.
If they will have the experience, they want to do it, it's up to them.
But so you don't have to have a degree or any level of expertise to actually do
No.
that.
Correct.
Yep.
And is it fair to say that sometimes some careers just with technology advancement just become obsolete?
Not this particular one. I mean, I've been doing it for 30 years.
Then how come are you moonlighting as an interpreter as well?
No,
Okay, so how come you haven't gotten any further training as to the technology?
because people have not using video technology as much as they used to do it in the past.
Okay. Has anybody ever reviewed your work? Has there ever been any peer review of the work that you do?
I'm not aware of. I mean, the only thing is giving evidence to the prosecution or to defense or to police department, and they're satisfied with it.
They gonna prove he can fabricate that
They
shit
are.
What
for
is the
them
name
if
of the
they wanted
software that
to.
you use?
I use a software called Photoshop.
Oh my
I
God!
can get on the Apple Store.
Y'all hear that
It's up
shit?
to you, whatever you want to do.
That shit basic.
No further questions.
Mr. Panea, Mr. Panea,
Yes, sir.
over here. How many video enhancements have you done over the course of 30 years? Just ballpark.
I would say over 500.
Over 500? Okay, all right. Next.
Doug Weinstein for Mr. Kendrick. Good morning, sir.
Come on, sir.
You were saying that you're not aware
Salute.
of any
Kevin's Clubhouse.
organizations that certify video enhancement technicians. Is that correct?
I don't.
Are you familiar with the International
He's gonna be
Association of
discredible.
Identification?
Watch this.
No, sir.
Are you aware that they have certifications
I sustain the objection.
Okay.
Remember, it's knowledge, skill, experience, training, or education, okay?
Are you certified by them as a forensic video technician?
No,
Are you certified by them for forensic photography?
no,
They got him. He's not credible.
Are you familiar with the paper by the Scientific Working Group on Imaging Technology?
Now he has
that
the
lays out
hours here,
guidelines for following
but he's not
imaging
certified to or
techniques.
qualified to give a professional opinion.
So
He just has
according to their
experience.
guidelines, You're
That's
supposed
it.
to keep a documented record of the techniques that you use. Do you keep a documented record of
Nope.
what you do?
I don't.
Boom, boom.
It also
Look at that
states
shit.
that you should have peer review
Come
of your
on.
work. Is there peer review of your work?
I don't know. I don't know who has reviewed it.
Oh wow.
Say that
I
again?
said, I have no, I don't know.
So
who has
basically, he
reviewed
can
it.
give
No, I
his
don't.
his opinion, and they account it as
Are there
facts.
others in your company
Come on,
that
homie.
review your work?
No, I work independently, sir.
The guidelines also state that there should be annual training. Do you participate in any annual training?
I have not.
Come on, homie. Come on, homie. Look at this shit down.
Object to the last question. Witness testified he's not familiar with the guidelines.
He don't qualify for the guidelines to be an expert in that field.
I will move the objection.
See, they playing dirty at this
Are you
point.
on any
Salute, sis.
competency
I see you.
testing?
No,
The guidelines also specify that there should be proficiency testing. Have you had any proficiency testing?
no.
Come on. Oh my God. They got that man. Come on, gang. They playing dirty, man.
The guidelines also state that there should be standard operating procedures for image enhancement. Do you have a set of standard operating procedures that you follow?
I do.
And what are those standard operating procedures?
Like I told you before, I follow up the way that I always do it in every single enhanced video that I work in.
And are those standard operating procedures written down somewhere?
No, sir.
So
Something I learned through the years.
your technique for image processing involves breaking the image up into four, can I say quadrants? Is that fair?
Correct.
When you analyze those quadrants, do you do that in the spatial domain or the frequency domain?
The frequency domain means the frame that I obtain out, in which is
Man, he
highlighted.
can't even speak
I follow
proper,
that
bro. You can't.
every single image that I'm working in.
Come on, man.
I'm not sure that you followed the question. Sir, do you know what frequency domain processing is?
Not specifically, no. But
Do you know what, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, finish your answer,
No,
please.
go ahead.
Sir, do you know what spatial domain processing is?
The spatial is the space, I think, is the space in which you are involved according to the images on the.
This is based off of Photoshop, nigga. My
Do you
fucking
know the
daughter used
circumstances
Photoshop.
where you
Man,
should
come on,
use
bruh.
Spatial domain processing.
No, I don't.
Do you know the circumstances where you should use frequency domain processing?
No, I don't.
Look at it.
When you're seeking information from the image, do you know when it's appropriate to use spatial domain processing versus frequency domain processing?
I'm not familiar with that.
Question.
I stand the objection.
And the last question, sir, is your particular processing technique. Do you have any publications?
No, sir.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Come on,
Anybody
man.
else?
I do this.
Couple means two. Don't lie to me, okay? So, go ahead.
Yeah, nigga, a couple. Come on, man.
Now, I just had a few questions. So, do you ever compare one of your enhanced videos to a video of the same thing but of higher quality to see if your enhancement actually made it look enhanced?
If you're telling me about a video from 10 years ago and a video right now for 4K, you will see the difference. From 10 years ago, it's very grainy. From today's, it's very clear. I can see your freckles. I can see your eyelashes.
Okay, it's true though. I don't have freckles though, do I?
He can't see.
What I was really asking you is, have you
Yeah.
ever taken maybe a HD camera and videotape something, and then taken a non-HD video camera and videotape the same thing, and then supposedly enhance the non-HD one?
I'm not
so
gonna
we can
lie,
compare
bro,
the two
nigga.
and see
They
if the
only
work
want
actually
Thug.
makes any difference
That's
at all.
it.
Yes, I have.
Okay,
They don't
and
care about
how many times
nobody
have you
else,
done
bro.
that?
That's because, like I said one time, 10 years ago, I used VHS cameras. Today, I have myself a new camcorder, 4K. So you can see the difference. I did not take the same thing, but when you do the close-ups or the enhancements of it, you can see the difference and the details on the image.
Okay, and did you record that anywhere? The accuracy
No,
of
I
that?
didn't record it.
And that was 10 years ago?
No, I did the video on 4K not too long ago and the VHS years ago.
Okay, and then you said you use Photoshop to enhance images?
Yes, sir.
And it's also true that Photoshop can be used to alter images?
Yes, they can be used, but I haven't.
Okay, and how are we supposed to tell
Hey,
besides
look,
taking your word for
they
it
said
that
you could
haven't altered
alter.
any
You heard
images?
that?
You tell me which one I have done, and then I'll respond to it.
Okay, so just your responses.
If you have something that I've done that is being altered by me, you let me know.
Okay, and then once we let you know, what's going to happen next?
I don't know.
Basis. Relevance.
Your Honor, it goes to his direct previous question.
As to in terms of what? What previous
Like
question?
how we're, the general question is.
What
still the answer
relevancy
how
do
we
that
wanna
have
know
to
whether
do with
one of
anything,
his
though?
work product items has been altered in
Is that an
Photoshop.
issue in this case?
Yeah.
You think that he's altered one of the documents or altered it?
No, Your Honor, credibility is always at issue. And
That's
so,
weight. That doesn't go to the things that Daubert, I'm the gatekeeper, remember? So.
What up with it, Nate?
Do you have something that would indicate to me that he should be disqualified because he's altered something? I don't think there's been anything in terms of foundation.
Your Honor, my point would be that if there isn't a way to know whether he's altered it or not, that
How
that
can
goes
we
to
tell?
the weight and the credibility?
That makes
That's a
sense.
determination for the jury to make. But I'll make it.
No, that make perfect sense, though. Y'all heard that? That make perfect sense.
The relevancy issue is kind of waning, so move on.
Okay. So apart from asking you and you answering, we don't have any way to know whether or not you've altered images in Photoshop.
It's up to the person to decide, not mine.
Okay. And what person do you mean?
It could be you, it could be the jury. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I don't have any more questions, Your Honor.
Anybody else? Any other defense attorneys? Okay, all right.
Your Honor, we want to also move to qualify him as an expert in bilingual language interpretation. Say that he's trained in that.
That's not what you're here for. That's not what he's here for.
I'm trying to make him here for that for a trial for my own reasons.
But you need to subpoena him and pay him. Okay, and then maybe he'll show up, but don't try and circumvent the process. There's a way to subpoena witnesses and everything else, and you want to
Salute,
qualify him
Scoop.
as a bilingual. If you have a separate need and employment, then I'll let you do that off kind of at your discretion and your leisure. Okay, but that's not the time to do it now.
See, that judge, he playing ball. The judge is being fair, though. The judge is really being fair at this point.
That just fills out what he's been doing the past 30 years, okay? In terms of what he has done, additional education he's gotten. You've already kind of examined him about that. It has nothing to do with video enhancement. It's just another skill set that he has, okay? But it's not relevant for the inquiry that he's making right now.
See, the thing with this is he's not an expert. He's not a professional expert. He just got experience, and that's what he's trying to address to the judge.
I sustain the objection. He said over 50 times.
Mr. Matthews.
Carlton Matthews.
And say the objection.
Ask and answer.
Thank you.
And I sustain the objection. Christine has been asked and answered. He said he testified over 50 times.
It's limited that you kept up with the current technology.
Doug is fucked. He don't even know. He fucked. He ain't been sleeping. Look at his eyes.
Was this an old video that you performed video enhancement for?
Yes.
No further questions, Ron. Thank you.
He got a powerful team over there, though. I tell you that. He put his money to. This is what I'm talking about. real fast. You see how Thug got them powerful lawyers over there? Like, even if he lose, that nigga had a good fight. He's fighting the fight right now. Thug ain't out here playing with his money, though. You know what I'm saying? Look at this shit, though, man. Look at this shit. Like, when niggas out here catching cases, this is why your money should be, this is what your money should do for you. You should have lawyers that's going to ridicule the defense. You shouldn't have no fucking public defenders and you fighting for your life. This that real shit. Oh, sorry. Congratulations, bro. Everybody ain't seen this. If you seen this shit, get your ass on. Somebody else ain't seen it. But yeah, man. You know how I'm coming with this shit though, man. I look at shit. I be watching a lot of this court shit, bro, because niggas don't even know how to, understand the language. You see what I'm saying of how they speak in court. Niggas don't know how to converse. Don't understand or articulate how it's supposed to be played. You see what I'm saying? I hope niggas is paying attention because, nigga, you know that boy. Look at that nigga Thug eyes though. Thug eyes, nigga. That nigga ain't sleeping. You know what I'm saying? Like, but he know he got his money working for him. So I hope that he's actually understanding his constitutional rights. I hope that he's researching. He's doing his work while he's sitting in that cell. You should have all your paperwork with you, looking at the discovery. See, niggas don't understand. Read the discovery. Stop letting your lawyer go to court and fight for you. You see what I'm saying, nigga? Do research. You see what I'm saying? Do your research, my nigga. Your discovery is important, bro. You got to look at everybody who's speaking against you, talking to whatever public defender that's looking for a plea deal, all that shit. Like, he should be aware of that shit, bro. He should know who's speaking and who's not, because they already separated the case. The case is already separated, homie. So this makes it harder for niggas to really, like, all this. The blowback is gonna be on Thug. You see what I'm saying?
All right. Any argument on this particular witness before I go ahead and make a decision, Mr. Adams?
Yes, sir. Just very briefly on behalf of Mr. Williams, the issue before the court is whether or not he should be qualified as, if I'm correct, I think the state is moving to qualify him as a forensic video analyst. Did I get that correct?
Yes, sir. Forensic.
He shouldn't be qualified as an analyst.
I would say to the court, Your Honor, based clearly upon the responses to the questions put before this witness, and in consideration of the Daubert standard and Rule 702, that this witness is clearly not qualified under the standard.
Look at that nigga. Look at Thug money working for him.
Knows the law, so I will just say that under the Daubert standard, we look towards relevance and reliability of the witness's testimony. Putting aside the relevance, that's not really what we're talking about. We're talking about reliability of the technique, of the proper testimony that would be.
All he got is Photoshop. How you call him an analyst using Photoshop?
It's geared towards scientific validity and the principles that underlie a proposed submission. In this case,
right, he ain't qualified. He's not qualified.
We don't look towards the conclusion. We look towards the principles and the methodology, and we look towards whether or not there's been a testing of the experts.
Some of y'all don't even know what methodology is.
It has not been. We look for whether or not there's been publication in support of the experts' method or theory. There's no testimony that there has been any of that. We look towards, the court is advised under Daubert to look towards.
What about his education? Because that's kind of the issue for me.
There's no education
about that, or his experience. I should say he's been doing this 30 years. So
that's not.
Education and experience is
separate
factors that the court can look to as well. But and I heard the witness testify that he has testified in regards to video enhancements upwards of 50 times. Those 50 testimonies could all have been improper. They could have been wrong because the methodology has to be tested.
He has no certification. He's not professionally qualified.
In the state of Georgia, the question before the court is whether or not this witness meets the Daubert requirements. And I would say to the court that simply looking at the responses to the questions, both on direct and on cross, or on voir dire, that he does not.
Thank you. See, Thug, look, this nigga costs money right here.
To the methodology used by him.
He a cold motherfucker. This nigga cold.
Whether or not his method or his methodology is generally accepted. There is no peer review. It's not just that he doesn't know if there's any peer review. There is no peer review of his methodology. There is no testimony as to the error rate of his methodology. On all of those factors, he fails this witness fails in terms of being able to be qualified as an expert. Now,
Thank you.
Court to deny the state's request to qualify.
That's just like if I'm doing surgery on dogs for 30 years, don't make me qualified to do surgery on a human.
Don't regurgitate.
But I've been doing surgery for 30 years. Come on, bro.
To that.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Johnson.
On behalf of Mr. Eppinger, Your Honor, the court pointed out the education and experience in this particular case. The witness testified that he had performed almost 500 of these video analysis over 30 years. That breaks down to less than 2 per month over the past 30 years.
Bingo.
He also testified that he does not have.
Get that nigga up out of here, homie. He ain't qualified. Come on. Come on, Thug. Hey, Thug fighting for his life right now, nigga. That boy, hey, listen to me. Thug is fighting for his life, Thug. This is what your money do for you when you actually put your money to a lawyer.
Neither the education, Your Honor. So we believe that under Daubert, he should not be qualified as an expert.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Come on, homie.
Okay. All right. Looking at 24-7-702, testimony by expert witnesses.
They about to get him up out of here. Watch.
B, if scientific, technical, or other specialized knowledge will assist the trier of fact to understand the evidence or determine a fact and issue, a witness qualifies an expert by knowledge, skill, experience, training, or education may testify thereto in the form of an opinion or otherwise.
Ah, fuck.
Before I forgot.
Fuck. He
wish to be heard in terms of argument, in terms of the.
Yes, Your Honor, if you could forward mine.
Sure, I don't mind.
Your Honor, so I want to be clear that what we're basing our request to qualify this gentleman as an expert is in the video enhancement, the forensic video enhancement.
How? It's just Photoshop.
Older video. The video is from 2015, so I want to start with that. Additionally, Your Honor, although Mr. Adams correctly stated to Daubert, obviously after Daubert we have Kumho Tire. And Kumho Tire explains how we can qualify these experts when they don't have, when it's not that scientific process, when it's not that straightforward. Here's a GBI witness, here's what they do, here's a scientific method. Kumho Tire provides us an avenue to qualify experts based on experience. And this is going to be something that the court's probably going to hear a lot about with our next witness as well. But basically, with experts like this, the 11th Circuit, I'd like to.
So they basically, look, they trying to railroad them at this point. That's why I say those penal codes ain't shit, man.
Georgia, the legislature has directed us to look to not only the 11th Circuit, but also to all federal courts. But I'll start with the 11th Circuit. United States versus Augustin. That's a 2011 case.
He's using Photoshop. You upload the image and you zoom in.
Would like me to.
That's all he's doing.
In that case, the 11th Circuit said,
if he do anything besides that, you're altering the photo or the footage.
An expert in a
Come on, man.
And in this case, they were qualifying a gang expert. And the court said, in light of the substantial experience that Agent Young had with respect to street gangs, we conclude that the district court was within its discretion in determining that the agent was qualified to give expert testimony. And this is something that happens a lot. The 11th Circuit, and this is another case out of the 11th.
All right, so let me say this. So for everybody that's watching this live real fast, let me tell y'all something, right? See, where Gunner went wrong at is because if Thug was saying that YSL is a record label, and then while you take a plea deal, you're saying that YSL is a gang and have committed criminal crimes that you know of, and you say yes, you automatically, you know what I'm saying, you altered what Thug was trying to get across. Thug was saying it's just a record label. Y'all tripping. You go ahead and get on up there and take a plea deal and say, nah, man, YSL is a criminal organization, and you do know of people inside this gang who have committed murder and criminal activity. You don't have to say Thug did anything. Thug said it was a record label. You're admitting that it's a gang. You see what I'm saying? And inside this gang / record label have committed crimes and activities that qualifies YSL as being a gang. You already admitted to that. You see what I'm saying? Thug was not admitting that it was a gang. So everybody got to understand. It's certain, you can tell and snitch in certain type of situations. Everybody that's taking the plea deals right now, they separating this case just so they can railroad Thug. Everybody is taking a freeway ticket up out of here, and Thug is going to get stuck with that time, homie. Telling y'all, watch. Let's finish this shit up. Yeah, this shit heavy.
A 2015 case called United States versus Wilson. In United States versus Wilson, the court held that because a Daubert inquiry must be tied to particular facts of the case, the actual Daubert factors, the ones that Mr. Adams referenced, those Daubert factors may or may not be pertinent in assessing reliability depending on the nature of the issue, the expert's particular expertise, and the subject of the testimony. As such, a district court maintains the same kind of latitude in deciding how to test an expert's reliability and to decide whether or when special briefing or other proceedings are needed to investigate reliability, as it enjoys when it decides whether or not an expert's testimony is reliable.
Okay, but here's the thing I want you to focus on for me, Mr. Rosenwasser. That is, you're asking me to court to qualify him as a forensic video, an expert in area of forensic video analysis. He's not certified by a national accrediting body.
Thank you.
Something that there is an entity or an organization that does provide certification for that particular type of analysis. He has no annual training, and his competency hasn't been tested. So he could barely comprehend the questions that's asked towards him. How the fuck can y'all even want to get him qualified as a forensic expert? 30 years experience, yes, but there are other things that Daubert requires me to look at in terms of a gatekeeping function. You're asking me to qualify him as a forensic examiner. That's different. If he had some of those other things, other like certifications, I wouldn't have so much of a problem. Convince me that otherwise, because it looks like from looking at, under Daubert and 702, testimony is based on sufficient facts or data. The testimony is a product of reliable principles and methods, and the witnesses applied those principles and methods reliably to the facts of the case, which have or will be admitted in evidence before the trier of fact. So, I have great discretion, of course, and it's abuse of discretion for whatever my ruling is.
Absolutely.
So that's why I'm trying to ask you, given those issues of not being certified by a national body, which there is one, no annual training, and that's just 3, and then there's no competency or testing. So tell me why I should look to. And I've read Kuma. I know about Kuma. Kuma goes hand in hand. That it for the non-scientific folks, it lets the courts kind of use that gatekeeping function, because part of the gatekeeping function, I'm citing Wilson versus Redmond Construction, 359 Georgia Appeals.
Yeah, his opinion ain't gonna hold no weight.
And
they not gonna give it to that boy.
This gatekeeping function requires me to act as a gatekeeper, ensure speculative and unreliable opinions don't reach the jury. As a gatekeeper, the court must do a preliminary assessment of the reasoning and methodology underlying the testimony is scientifically valid, and of whether that reasoning or methodology can properly be applied to facts in this case. And so the trouble I have is you want me to qualify him as forensic. So forensic indicates to the court that there's some level of training.
If you've seen this live already, congratulations. Everybody ain't seen it, man. Calm down. It ain't that serious.
Or something to that effect.
So, Your Honor, I was wondering if I could amend my co-counsel's request. If we could qualify him only in the expert in the very limited field of video enhancement.
I would do that.
That's what we would like to have, Your Honor.
I would do that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Man, come on, man.
I'm going to overrule your,
come on, man.
I'll hear your issue, but I believe he is qualified in that particular area of video enhancement. But forensic, I will not qualify him in that.
Yeah, that's out. Come on, bro.
Yes.
Mr. Williams, we would take exception to the court's rule in that regard. our argument essentially would be that
They already
the same
separated
arguments
the
from
case, man.
507
It's already separated,
that
bro.
we
So
previously would apply to whether he's being qualified as a forensic analyst or a video enhancer. And we believe that the statements and the evidence that's been put forth so far do not meet the requirements of Daubert or 702, even under this newly proffered expertise.
Well,
I think they go railroad. They already doing it.
Professionally disagree with you. I think that from the court's
They already doing it, man.
His testimony, Mr. Panea's testimony, he's been doing this for 30 years. There is a methodology that he follows, the 4-part division. That certainly he followed that in this particular case. I think that would be helpful to the jury in this particular matter. So it's different than being a forensic, because then, forensic, I should say, video analysis. So,
he don't meet that criteria.
Overrule your objection for the record.
And then for continued objection, of course.
All right.
And on behalf of Mr. Stillwell, who's directly affected by this evidence as well, we will join in Mr. Adams' argument and adopt all of his arguments.
Okay, if you're not, Mr. Harvey did you all a favor yesterday, okay? Unless there's something else, then I'm going to assume that everybody's going to have the same objection or same basis, okay? So, and continuing objection. Yes, Ms. Sharp.
Can I just add something
Sure.
on behalf of Mr. Myrick?
Yes.
On the 7-court ruling.
See, everybody didn't take that plea deal. There's some niggas riding with Thug, though.
Tested. And that's the additional thing that I would add. It hasn't been tested, it hasn't been peer reviewed, hasn't been tested. We have no idea whether or not his methodology, the way that he does it.
Under Kumu, did you take a look at Kumu?
He only uses Photoshop. It's no methodology behind that.
1999. Okay, and that allows the court to look at other factors for non-scientific, and this is non-scientific. It's more so like not like chemistry, biology, physics, that kind of thing that can be tested. That can be that there's either a right or a wrong answer. So,
Man, this is Photoshop, bro.
I'm required under Kumu to go ahead and at least if I can look at the other factors in terms of the subject matter of his testimony and expertise. Reliability.
He's not credible, bro. Like I get what he's doing. He trying to play it safe, man. He trying to play it safe.
Kumho doesn't apply here. This is scientific analysis that he is doing. I don't understand what can be more scientific than using Fourier transforms, discrete cosine transforms. You're taking it into a different domain.
No, you are because you're adding things that haven't been testified to.
He testified that he doesn't know.
Okay, and that goes to weight and sufficiency.
Facts.
In terms of, it can go to weight and sufficiency. I have a gatekeeping function, but
look at all them niggas in the back. Look at all them niggas in the back, though. That's on that case.
On any of that.
But your gatekeeping function ensures that methods analysis that doesn't follow reliable, established standards doesn't get in front of the jury. And this gentleman, while he's been doing it for a long time, is not following the methodology that's established in this industry.
How you got 30 years in the game, bro, and you're not qualified professionally? 30 years.
A definite checklist or test, and the gatekeeping inquiry must be tied to particular facts. So, particular facts are, he enhances, he blows this thing up into divides it into 4 parts, and he can testify about that. You're welcome to go ahead, and you've been doing that for 30 years. And certainly the types of videography has changed over that particular period of time. That's what he's going to testify to. You all certainly, there are issues of weight and credibility that I'm sure that you'll go ahead and examine him on. Anything else?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. All right, Mr. Johnson, anything else?
Yes,
Yeah, that's crazy.
with regards to the determination that this is.
That's crazy, man.
Assist the jury, especially one who assists the jury. He has testified that he uses nothing more than Photoshop, which is a product that is sold to the common public that can be used by anybody. So Understanding that Photoshop does not need to be bolstered by his designation as an expert.
And that's all he using, Photoshop. That's it.
The fact that he said he's been doing
All he
this
using is Photoshop.
Given the fact that he's using technology that has not even existed for more than 10, 15 years.
Shit, I use Photoshop to edit pictures. That don't make me a fucking expert. Like, come on, gang. They trying it right now.
Are actually in DeKalb, Fulton, Cobb, and Gwinnett. So and Fulton. So, all right. Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Thank you. All right, Mr. Sherry. Anything, sir?
Yeah, John Studi Chaka, on behalf of Mr. Dorsey, just we respectfully disagree, Your Honor, and just saying that as he testified, any layperson could do this. We do have an objection as to him being labeled an expert. It will be, again, bolstering. They can just present him as a witness, as a technician, that enhance the video and explain to the jury what he actually did. Not that he has an expertise in that, and not that it's something.
So enhance, all that he's doing is zooming in on the photo or the footage. That's all he's doing.
Any layperson could do what he's doing, and that is what distinguishes an expert. Thank you.
Thank you. Go, little Indian man. Look, Indian man, he broke it down so simple. Come on. And watch what the judge do. You can't.
Ms. Rosenwasser, one more thing. What about the issue of somebody? I mean, Photoshop he used Photoshop in this particular case, didn't he?
Yes.
Your Honor, could I ask him?
Yes.
Mr. Panay, did you use what program or did you use to enhance?
A 12-year-old can use it.
Photoshop.
Come on, bro.
He did.
Come on.
So what's to say that, as Mr. Sherry's mentioned already, about anybody else being able to use Photoshop?
Your Honor, my understanding from...
I don't need to designate him as an expert for him to testify.
Absolutely. When we went to qualifying, we wanted to do this out of essentially an abundance of caution to ensure that maybe the jury would want to know how.
So you're getting a non-expert opinion
that based on his
footage.
years of testimony and experience. So my understanding is that based on his experience, my understanding to the answer to the question where he mentioned that anyone could do this, it was not only that anyone could use Photoshop, but anyone who knows how to use Photoshop and learns over a period of years how to enhance better on it. But should the court wish to find
update software every year. What are you talking about?
We'll put in the videos through him as a lay witness. That's fine too.
He shouldn't be a witness, man.
We just want to get the leaders in it. I don't care who's coming.
Y'all heard that? She said we just want to get the leaders. She'll drop everybody. Long as she can keep Thug, man, she'll drop everybody.
I do believe that given the fact that this is a readily available program, Photoshop, and that anybody with a varying level of skill and practice can do that, I won't qualify him as an expert. I'm just going to let him testify as a layperson for the above mentioned reasons.
That's fair.
Okay?
That's fair.
All right.
That holds no weight.
We'll call him as a lay witness.
That's fine. All right. Mr. Panay, I'm gonna go ahead and excuse you as a witness. Appreciate your patience with us, and the state will call you, or that's will call you.
They ain't calling him no more.
Mr. Panay.
They chopped him down. They chopped him down already.
Separate issue, okay? And make sure you're patient. All right. So, but please don't discuss the testimony of anybody except the attorneys in this case, okay? All right. Thank you, sir. All right, counsels and those who are interested, before I take up your next witness, you have the other witness, Mr.
Investigator Hall. Yes, Investigator Hall is here, Your Honor.
Okay, let's just pause on him just a second. Do you have your other witness related to Mr. Stillwell's motion to dismiss?
Your Honor, we are not ready on that right now. We can be ready for that immediately after Investigator Hall's testimony.
How come he's not here? I thought you all said you're gonna have him available.
We can make him if Your Honor can give me 10 minutes, I can get everybody down to do that hearing.
That's fine. Let me give you 10 minutes. I have to, there's something else I need to, unrelated court business I need to take up. So let me go ahead and deal with Mr. Stillwell next, and then we'll start on Mr. Hall probably this afternoon. But let's go ahead and get Mr. Stillwell done first, okay? So we're going to recess about 15 minutes, and we'll go ahead and.
Can we keep Investigator Hall here, Your Honor?
Hang tight. Have him come back for 1 o'clock, please, madam. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we're in recess.